Hey guys, what is up? This is Matthew Davis Media once again. Welcome back to another review. This is going to be a little bit different because I don't really review TV shows. I mean, I used to back in my younger years, but I don't know. When it comes to TV, I feel like it's really hard for me to catch up on every new TV show that comes out, which is why I'm way more of a movie guy than a TV guy, because a movie is just one long episode, theatrical or streaming episodes, so I don't have to divide it into each part. Well, you basically get the point. But since I'm a massive fan of this franchise, I feel like, you know what, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to talk about this. So this is going to be my review for the pilot for the new Last of Us TV series. Now, if you're unaware what the full story of The Last of Us is, it of course involves this outbreak that occurs when infectious fungus disease causes people to turn into creepy fungus-looking zombies, and of course Joel, who loses his daughter, of course 20 years later, is just depressed, and of course with the outbreak occurring, he's had a troubled life ever since he lost his daughter, and now he's stuck in this world filled to the brim with infection. But of course there's a girl named Ellie, and he has to take her to the Fireflies, for, of course, the reason being because she may be the cure to what's going on in the world. And that's basically exactly what the story to the series is going to be like, just like the game pretty much. Now, of course, when I heard about the TV series, I was like, okay, I mean, it would make sense. I mean, I feel like The Last of Us definitely deserves an adaptation, because when it comes to video game adaptations, I feel like they always choose the wrong games. Like, did Doom really need a movie? Or what else? Did Resident Evil really need a crap ton of, adaptations that almost all of them are bad? I mean, the Netflix Resident Evil series didn't even do well at all. I just always feel like the wrong things are being put into adaptations. Of course, there are good video game movies out there. Pokemon, Detective Pikachu, Sonic the Hedgehog, I don't really consider any video game movie a masterpiece, but there do exist some. And when I heard Neil Druckmann, creator of The Last of Us, was actually going to be co-creating the show, that definitely gave me some hope for the show. And when it comes to the cast, you got Pedro Pascal as Joel and Bella Ramsey as Ellie. Everybody in this pilot, or this series as a whole, is terrific. Well, not as a whole, because I'm only reviewing the first episode, and the other episodes haven't come out yet, but from what I've heard, people have seen them already, critics and stuff, because they've been giving this huge amounts of praise, and rightfully deserve so, because this is an excellent way to start off your series. Now, of course, it is going to be very faithful to the game, so that had me a little bit worried if it was going to be entirely shot for shot, like it's just a clone of the game, just in full live action form. While they actually do add stuff that actually make the character development a lot more fleshed out. They introduce certain characters a lot more differently in this than in the game, of course. Like even Ellie, I was really surprised with her introduction. And of course, when it comes to the pilot episode, it focuses a lot more on Joel, but that's to be expected, because in the game, we didn't even see Ellie until an hour into the game. So yeah, but I feel like with Belle Ramsey's terrific performance, I feel like there's a lot more to come with her character, and the fact, of course, with The Last of Us DLC left behind, there's potential that's more than likely going to be in this. So I really hope so, and I really hope it's well fleshed out just like it was in the games, because yeah, I am going to compare this a lot to the games, because I have always been a fan of this series. Ever since I played the first game for the very first time, that was the game that made me want to become a gamer. I've replayed it so many times, 5, maybe 6 times. And yes, I'm still a fan of the second game. I definitely don't think that game is as good as the first game, but I'm still one of the people that tends to defend the game. So yeah, but anyways, when it comes to this pilot, there was just rarely ever a time where I feel like they were just dishonoring its source material, because I don't feel like that's where they were going for with this. They actually took their time with this one, because the world looks absolutely spectacular. And what I've seen from the trailers for the episodes that there is to come, it just makes me more excited because I feel like so much care was put into this game. And the fact that you actually got a guy that was a really big part to the franchise into the whole series just made it even better. Now, the pilot is about an hour, 20-something minutes long, and that includes like a trailer to the episodes to come and some behind-the-scenes footage. But just watching the behind-the-scenes footage made me like know exactly what they were going for this one, because when you have adaptations, it's always a good thing to add in new stuff that separates it apart from its source material. Because if you just had the entire thing just being the exact same thing, then you're not really going to get a whole lot out of it, and it's something that might leave you disappointed. And when it comes to video game TV shows, they definitely feel a lot more faithful than movie adaptations. Like, there's tons of good, video game cartoons and anime out there. I heard Cyberpunk Edge Runners, the new Netflix anime series, is supposed to be awesome, and I really do want to check that out. So yeah, it can be much easier to make a video game TV series than it is to make a movie, but watching this, it seems like this would be really hard to adapt because, of course, with The Last of Us being one of the most cinematic games ever, it seemed like it would be easy to do, but just looking at it, yeah, it definitely doesn't seem like it would be that easy to do, but I feel like they've really managed to pull it off with this pilot episode. Pedro Pascal is terrific as Joel. I feel like his character is definitely just as well developed as I was hoping for. Of course, there's more down the line because this only covers like 10%, maybe even less than that, of the game, because there's definitely a lot more to come, and the episodes do feel a lot more like movies, so it's almost like this is like a movie franchise and less of a series, like a very quick movie franchise. And that's something that really didn't bother me because the pilot never bored me, even when it came to certain aspects that weren't in the game. But it was rarely ever a bother. In fact, it never really was. Like, I was just thinking to myself, like, come on, they're bound to screw this up somehow. I really couldn't find a single thing I disliked about the pilot episode. I was just like, wow, they knew how good the game was, so they put it all in this first episode. Like, it shows that they definitely do care for the game. I mean, with Neil Druckmann helping out, like being a co-creator, it just really helps out a lot. And it really gets me excited to see what exactly is there to come. Like, I wasn't sure if I wanted to review this. I was going to make a video on this, but I was probably going to wait until the entire series was over. But I was all like, you know what? I'm going to review every single episode that comes out. So, yeah. And what can I say about this first episode? It is perfection for me. Like, this is exactly how you start your new video game adaptation series. Like, it's everything that I wanted it to be. The cast does a very respectable job of recreating the characters, and from the direction to the look, and it feels like I'm watching a Last of Us TV series. And this is something that I feel like most video game adaptations don't do as often. I mean, of course, like I said before, there do exist good video game adaptations. I'm looking forward to the Mario Brothers movie. But there was a lot about this pod to get me excited for what was going to come up ahead. And I just had myself a really good time, and I want to watch the other episodes right now. So, yeah, it's going to be one of those occasions where it's going to be from one episode, then you got to wait a week or two later for the next episode. It's not like where they just release entire seasons in just one day. Like, it's nothing like that, and that's not really a bother because it makes me more excited for what there is to come. It's everything I could have hoped for. I really hope this gets better with each episode because The Last of Us, yeah, it seems really difficult to actually fully put it together as a series because, like, I don't expect, like, everything to be the same. Like, I do expect some differences, and I hope they do a respectable job. And I feel like the differences here don't do anything to ruin it because it adds more to the story. But in the end, guys, just watch it. I highly recommend it, and I can definitely see myself watching more there is to come. And if anything, I can definitely say I'm going to continue searching for the light. Now, this is just a perfect score for the first episode because, of course, the entire series isn't out yet, so I'm going to rate each episode And once the entire series or the first season has concluded, then I'll rate the entire season as a whole. So, but for now, this is an excellent start, and I cannot wait for more that there is to come. So yeah, if you're a massive fan of the games like me, definitely watch it. Even if you're not a fan of the games, like if you watch the show, it might get you into the game. So yeah, either way, it's great for fans and newcomers alike. Definitely watch it. And I'm aware Pedro Pascal has done other stuff in the past, like Game of Thrones. So I've been meaning to watch that despite the last season's controversy. But yeah, either way, I definitely want to look back at his filmography and see more because he was outstanding, as well as Bella Ramsey. So yeah, definitely check this one out. It's streaming on HBO Max. So yeah, but anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Word out.